Hey friends, inspired to give you another video here. I'm out at Puget Sound, which is in Seattle, and I'm thinking about people who are going through a hard time, right? And there are a lot of analogies to like going through a storm or going through rough seas or things like that. So I thought today would be a good example of that. So, you know, sometimes when you look out at water, it's like glass, like it's just super smooth, it's a calm day, it's all beautiful. And then of course those other really rough times where there's lightning and thunder and 10-foot high waves and things like that. And today isn't quite like that, but it is a windier day, and certainly the water isn't easy. If you take a look at it here behind me in a minute, you're going to see, I mean, it's really moving pretty good here. And so here's the point of that. Well, you know, when you're going through a storm, there's a couple different ways you can do it. Now, we could imagine throwing a stick out here, right, and letting it bob in the waves, but eventually the storm's strong enough where it's going to blow it over to shore here, right? And if somebody's trying to get to something over there, they're not going to be able to get there if they just lay there and do nothing. Now, sometimes it's okay to rest for a minute, right? Rest, gather yourself. That's okay. Whether you're going through a hard process in life, a hardcore process, or you're floating in the sea and you're trying to get somewhere else and you're in the middle of a storm. It's okay once in a while to rest at the right time. Timing is everything, okay? Sometimes you got to go run and get help. Okay, and so getting help is okay. If somebody's offering you assistance over here at the shore, or there's something to get to in order to cling on to, like a life raft or a log floating out there, you can go get help that way. There can be help that way too. Now there's help when you're going through a criminal case. That could be a family member. That could be a good friend. That could be your pastor. That could be your lawyer. Those are all good examples, and there's more, a therapist, what have you, of going over in that rough storm to go cling to help. Okay? But then there's also times where you've got to go through the rough storm in order to get to the beautiful side over there, or over to there, if you want to get there. And if you want to make it there, sometimes you got to get through it. Now, sometimes that means getting through it on your own a little bit, and that means putting your head right into it and literally taking that thing head on and swimming right out into it. Maybe you go under it and through it, okay? But you don't try to go around it, and you don't run from it. Sometimes you got to go right through it. There's a story about a buffalo like that. And sometimes you got to use all the tools. Sometimes you got to hang onto a log and rest for a minute and gather yourself. And sometimes then when you're hanging onto that log, your friends have a life raft and you can get over there with them and they want to help you, and they put their hand out and you take their hand and you take that help, you accept that help, and you use that as a tool too. And then together, maybe you all go through that storm rather than running to it, because when you get through it and you're getting to where you want to be and where you need to be, that's where those calm seas are. But you got to go through the rough storm sometimes in order to get there. Sometimes that's the only way to get there. And so I want to make this video as I hope it just encourages you. There's nature all around us, and you might say if you're from Minnesota, well, that's great, but you know, we don't have an ocean like this over here. I can't look to nature to inspire me once in a while and see an ocean like that. Well, maybe you can't go out in your backyard and look at it at Lake Minnetonka. The waves aren't big enough or whatever. That's fine. But there are other things. There's blizzards. All right, there's big summer storms, and there's beautiful nature all around us, everywhere in the world, that we can turn to. And that's only one of the things that we have to turn to sometimes for inspiration. Remember, our Creator made all of this for us, and we can always find the negatives or the reasons why. Well, that's great, but you're in Seattle. What does that have to do with Minnesota? That's not the message. Then you're looking in the wrong places. What I challenge you to do, and what all of our challenges is when we're going through a hard time, is to remember to look for the good, to look for the light, to find ways to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And once we see that, then to go attack it. And that's when we're going through a hard time, that's a message that we can do. And when we're going through good times, it's things that we can remember to keep us on those good times. So I hope this message helps you. If you're someone that's supporting a loved one or a friend that's going through a hard time, feel free to share it, or come up with your own personal examples of things you've been through. We've all been through hard times. Come up with your own personal examples. Share that with them. Be willing to be vulnerable. Be willing to be honest. Be willing to be patient as someone's going through a hard time. But I think if we get enough of these good messages going, and you get enough people in someone's corner who really believes in them and is there for the right reasons for them, that can make the biggest differences in not only a criminal case that they're facing, but in their life, in their mental health, in their emotional health, and in their well-being for the long term. If you need any help, I'm criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga. You can reach me at arrestedmn.com or call me at 612-339-5844.